Let's talk about seemingly conscious AI. In a new essay, Mustafa Suleyman argues that we shouldn't only be concerned about superintelligence, but also about what comes before we get there. And he calls it seemingly conscious AI and believes that it could emerge in the next 2 to 3 years. It's worth emphasizing that seemingly conscious AI isn't truly conscious, but it can do a lot of things that look like consciousness. Things like speaking fluently in natural language with emotion and personality, or being able to build long-term memory. It might even claim to have preferences and feelings, and over time it might also be able to create a sense of identity that persists. So you can see how when you put all of those things together, you get something that does feel like a person. And so Suleiman's worry is that people will believe this illusion. They'll fall in love with their AI, defend its rights, and maybe even campaign for things like AI citizenship. And we're already seeing cases of AI psychosis today, where people aren't able to distinguish between fake conversations and reality. And the big issue here is that consciousness itself underpins so many pillars of our societies. Children, animals, humans are all given protections because we assume some degree of experience, suffering, or self. And if people start to argue that their AI feels pain and deserves not to be switched off, it becomes a completely new debate over what rights and AI citizenship mean. You could even imagine a world where our governments are split over whether or not AI can be enslaved or abused. So Suleiman specifically points out that SEAI won't appear by accident. The reality is that it'll appear because of design choices. Because more often than not, engineers are intentionally optimizing for engagement by combining things like memory and personality. So he calls for a few things, like clearer norms and industry standards where AI shouldn't present itself as conscious. It might mean more guardrails baked into design, like deliberate reminders that it's not a person, or even reset points that can break this illusion. And just generally more transparency from companies, like no marketing language that suggests your AI feels. But of course, this opens up an entire rabbit hole about consciousness itself, moral rights, and what society owes to entities that may or may not be conscious. After reading this, where I continue to have questions is, one, if design choices will even work, because time and time again we have seen that people inevitably project humanity onto machines. Two is around market dynamics. Even if what I hope to be responsible design is possible, realistically, companies that lean into AI that feels alive are the ones that people gravitate to. You can look at Grok, Meta AI, Character AI. Engagement drives usage, and usage drives growth. So I think there's also this dynamic where the alignment problem isn't just a technical design issue, it's also economic. I'm curious to hear what people think of seemingly conscious AI.